In this problem, they want us to evaluate the following series: the sum of all consecutive integers from 1 to 40. It's highly unlikely you will actually calculate out all these figures in the short time you're allotted for the problem. So you're going to have to take a shortcut. One nifty trick, which is worth noting and memorizing, if you consult our instruction unit on sequence and series, you'll learn this and many other tips and tricks to help you out. The sum of consecutive integers from 1 to n is just n times n plus 1 over 2. So the sum, that's symbol for the sum, from 1 to n equals n times n plus 1 over 2. So in our case, that would be n is 40, and there are 40 figures. That would be 40 times 40 plus 1, which is 41, divided by 2. And the 40 divided by 2 is really just 20. That becomes 20 times 41 is 820. And that problem is solved almost instantly. There are a few other ways we could logically approach solving this problem, also worth taking a look at. If we had just dropped down from Mars and didn't know this little trick, we could make the following assessment. We have 40 figures, and the sum of each of the end figures is 41. And likewise, we could pair off the next two figures working inward. And that sum is also 39 plus 2, 41. And the next two figures in will be 38 plus 3, which also sums to 41. Aha, we noticed a very interesting pattern here. And in fact, if we have 40 terms, the pairs of terms we can create are 20 of them. So we could add up 20 41s, which is essentially the same thing as 20 times 41. Which brings us right back to our solution above. And the answer is 820. And this time it was derived just by noting the pattern in the summation without knowing any trick. Strictly logic or reasoning. Another approach might be to add up the first 10 digits, 1 to 10, which you could do in the allotted time, and that adds up to 55. And that's 1 summed through 10. Is 55. Likewise, we know 11 through 20 will be essentially that same 1 through 10 plus 10 times 10, or 155. And 21 through 30 will again be effectively that 1 through 10, which is 55, plus 20 times 10, which becomes 255. And so on. I would get 355 for 31 to 40. And the total of this summation, which now becomes only 4 figures needed to calculate, is 155 plus 55 is 210. And 255 plus 355 is 610. So 210 plus 610 is 820 again. So here is another approach where we could have used a different logical or reasoning attack to the problem to get to the same answers in a few steps without having to do the impossible complete summation of 40 different terms. I hope that helps.